Just doing a quick video about Turtle Man Mitch McConnell. Basically, trying to shut down voting rights for black people, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act bill. Basically, said a lot of horrible things about black people not being citizens, basically saying black people vote at the same rate of Americans. It's like, what? That makes no sense. So Mitch McConnell is, he's the head of the Democratic Party. I mean, the Republican Party and things like that. So once again, like I said, Republicans draw the line in the sand on how they feel about black people. Black people aren't really people. They're subhuman, like how they always used to see us since slavery. Then, during, and afterwards, they have drawn a line in the sand how they feel about black people, right? So in case you haven't heard what he said, right, in that press conference, here we go.
What's your message for voters of color who are concerned that without the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, they're not going to be able to vote in the midterm?
Well, the concern is misplaced because if you look at the statistics, African American voters are voting in just as high a percentage as Americans. A recent survey, 94% of Americans thought it was easy to vote. This is not a problem.
So besides the lie saying it's not a problem, he's basically telling lies because the Republican Party or this party that did gerrymandering and all these other things, they did redlining and yada, 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 right? So he said African Americans vote as much as other Americans. There's two. So he's acknowledging there's two different Americans already right there. You got the black people, then you got everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, the reporter says people of color, right? And he responded by saying African Americans because he knows that since the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, since after black people during Reconstruction, Republicans try their best to stop black people from voting, right? They try their best to stop black people from voting with literacy tests. Do you have a job? You need to live here. You need to pat yourself on your head and hop on one foot. All these ridiculous criteria where they know that certain black people couldn't meet those criteria, which bring down the numbers for voting, right? They just figure, okay, what's the most common thing that black people are capable of doing, knowing, living, and stuff like that? Whatever the opposite of that is, that's the criteria that they meet. So if black people live more on the east side than the west side, then they would make criteria. Oh, whoa, you got to live here. Okay, but this is the only voting place where I can vote. Oh, well, I guess you can't vote, nigga. It'd be things like that. So Mitch McConnell, Turtle Man Mitch McConnell, admitted that, hey, look, there's two Americas. You got black America and you got the rest of America. So I just want to bring this to y'all and let y'all know that, again, Republicans clearly draw lines in the sand about how they feel about black people, right? And obviously he slipped up saying this. That's why I do not understand black Republicans. They want you to come on their side. They say the Democratic side is the plantation side versus a side where they're not respected as equals, seen as people, and only black people on that side talk bad about other black people. That's the criteria you need to be a very good black Republican, right? So that's different from the Democrats who talk a good game and most of the time come up short. At least you can hold them accountable for the things that they said and the things that they promised versus the Republicans who ain't promise you shit. They ain't promise you a goddamn thing, right? All they're going to do is say how you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps when they took your damn shoes, when they took your damn boots in the first place, and tell you says to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you even got no laces, and blame you because you're black, and because it means you're inherently lazy, it means you have a victimization mindset, and all these other things. It's like a rapist telling his victims, say, "Oh my God, why do you keep talking about rape all the time?" So anyway, I just want to bring this to y'all real quick, just to show and prove to you about the nature of the Republican Party. And thank you very much. Remember to like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you.